Welcome to another episode of my podcast. That's fun with me. Today we're going to be talking about Christmas because it's getting closer, and I bet a lot of you guys at least saving some money on Christmas presents, or you already purchased this Christmas presents. I myself can tell for sure that I'm not a huge present person. It's not like I'm greedy or anything like this. For Christmas, my family, we don't really buy some fancy presents. It can be for some other dates, or that's a necessity to purchase something in extreme. But at the same time, I don't really think Christmas was ever a holiday that we gifted some crazy presents. I remember only once I got a present. It was probably 2008 or 2009, and I got a new phone, and I was extremely excited to get it, but I didn't expect this to get, because my phone was really old. It was almost dead, and that is the reason why my parents, they combined a holiday and a necessity, and then they purchased this new phone for me. But what I see right now over internet, especially TikTok and social media, every single kid, every single, I don't know, teenager, they're getting a huge amount of hauls or different presents for Christmas just for the sake of presents. This is not always going to be relatable for every single person, but at the same time, a lot of guys and a lot of girls, they're pretty jealous of this entire situation. But let's dive deeper. Where did it come from? What is the origin? Not even the origin, but where it's just coming from. The desire to give you any sort of gift, it's actually rooted into a biblical story. And you probably know when Jesus was receiving some kind of presents and people were cherishing the moment, the birth of Jesus. And that is the main reason why a lot of the times when a kid is born, a lot of, I don't know, neighbors or friends, family, they're bringing some gifts or presents whatsoever, in a way kind of symbolic to gift something during this period of time, to show your gratitude, to show your appreciation to this person and say that I value you. But let's do not forget that expressing love can be absolutely different. You can probably not only give gifts, but some other presents such as experience. You can gift some tickets to a concert, or maybe some spa day, or maybe you can gift your time in a way that, let's just go out and I'm going to pay for everything and we're going to spend a day together. A lot of people, they're into this right now as well, which is not a bad idea. I think it's really cool. I gifted something like this to my husband a year ago, this year basically in February, because I called him and I said, do you want to have a physical present, or do you want me to plan a day for both of us and we can enjoy this together? And my husband picked this option, like some activity together, and we went on a spa, then we went to drive a car and some kind of like car race, then when we went to the restaurant, that was very fulfilling day, and then we went for a walk. That was really, really cool, and I think this is probably like one of my favorite birthdays that we celebrate together, and that is the main reason why it's getting so much more popular right now. But I would say, it's not always important to show your gratitude and your generosity to your family gifting gifts, because there are different kind of languages to present this. It doesn't have to be a real physical gift. And I would say when I was a kid, I went in the nearest store, I was saving some money, and I was actually on my mission to purchase something for like this small amount of money that I had, but some small present to lift the mood. It was not always about presents, and it's still, I guess, not about presents in my family. We don't really spend a lot of time and energy on chasing the present that is going to be perfect. It's just some small appreciation and gratitude. It can be even just a shampoo, and it can be some socks. We don't really spend an enormous amount of money on Christmas, because the main atmosphere and the main goal of Christmas, from my point of view, and for my family in particular, is when you are surrounded with your family, when you slave in the kitchen and you're literally just like chopping all the salads, you're chopping all the yummy stuff, and then you join together and you have some really great moment talking and discussing and probably like saying goodbye to some great things that happened this year, and then inviting the new year. And then later, the best part, when you wake up in the morning, 1st January, it's not about Christmas, but it can be actually about Christmas when you spend this together and you wake up in the morning, you have so much leftovers that you don't really need to cook. You just spend this time laying in bed, or maybe doing some activity and going out with your friends and family, and you don't really have to think about food. That's the spirit, in my opinion. And when you just go under the tree and you try to find a present, it's just not something that has to be super expensive. It's about kind of like cultural appreciation of the holiday with the smallest gift. It can be, I would be super happy with just a simple chocolate. I am going to be obsessed. I love Christmas because you get a lot of chocolate, and I'm obsessed with chocolate. I even got in a hospital when holidays were over. I was probably 8 or 7, and I had some ache in my stomach because I had so much chocolate that I actually got in the hospital. Yeah, I have a real problem with this. And again, we have some social pressure where you see TikTok and not only social media, but your friends and family, especially this really popular right now, to have a matching set and matching pajamas. And my cousin, she was into that. She purchased this matching pajamas to her husband. I don't really see anything crazy about that. I don't see anything bad in this tradition. I think it's really cool. And my neighbors, they had the same tradition. Am I going to do the same thing? No, I'm not going to buy the same pajama set now, at least for now. Maybe in the future, I don't know, something's going to happen because like we're humans, we change our minds sometimes. But for now, I don't really think it's going to be really cool for my family because we have a little bit different traditions. But what I was starting with is the fact that social pressure is really important. When you see that every single neighbor, every single, friend and family is doing that, and everyone on social media is doing that, immediately you're like, why am I the only one who's not doing this? Maybe I'm missing out. Maybe there's a problem. It's a new trend. So this is a trend for a reason because you try to follow this trend. But you have to pay attention to the fact that maybe this is going to be a small trend that's going to go away next year and no one's going to care about that. So you're not going to be left out from this game for a long period of time. It's just for some small period of time. If you don't feel, like that, you're always okay. Because my cousin, she was always into some very expensive gifts. And she is, I still would say, in expensive gifts. She can buy a new phone or she can buy tech that is really expensive, especially with my uncle. He would literally get some credit card and get himself into debts just to buy a new iPhone for his wife and a kid. Do I think it's rational? I don't really think so. It's not a birthday. I don't really think it's really important to buy a new iPhone just because for the sake of the Christmas. I mean, if you don't have money for that, it's a little bit kind of different story. Like if you have money or if you don't have money. And it's a little bit different as well as like when you see all over internet this overconsumption holes. Do you need or do you think your kid needs this type of hole every month or so and for Christmas as well? They don't even open this kind of stuff. They don't really feel excited. I know that kids, they love when there's so many things around them and it's just the excitement to open something new. But when is enough comes to your, I guess, understanding that it's enough. That's enough. We don't really need more. Of course, I guess this is not only social pressure and the way to express your gratitude and your love, but festive atmosphere. It's just that you feel like, I want to celebrate this moment. And the best way to celebrate it, not only to have some really nice food on your table, but to give someone nice, and you feel this joy from gifting something. And if you're not a narcissist, and if you know that it's going to give some pleasure and joy to this person, of course you want to give a nice present. The only difference is like, where does it stop? Like, do you need to get into some debts to create this illusion of a nice atmosphere for one day, or you can buy something for a cheaper price and still have this really nice and festive atmosphere where everyone is going to be pleased and everything's going to be excited. I would say one of the most important things when we touch this slightly, marketing, because TikTok is full of marketing, and especially TikTok shop. People, they don't really go out and shop anymore. Most of it is coming from digital purchases and just social media marketing. And of course, before Christmas, when people are crazy about gifts, marketing, they start from like, this is going to be the perfect gift. This is going to be like, it's going to give the ultimate pleasure to your, I don't know, partner or maybe your friends and family. It's very emotionally triggering when you see a lot of different commercials over internet in TV, and people are talking about gifts. This is a new thing, and you're like, oh, that's going to be a great gift. That's going to be a great suggestion for my friends and family. And I know they struggle with this. Maybe I can go and purchase that, because you have brilliant marketing idea. Like, especially this marketing tactics right now, they're working in TikTok specifically from preferences. If you are into makeup, they're basically going to be a lot of suggestion in makeup area. If you're into astrology, they're probably going to be astrologers that are going to gift, or probably you are going to invest in a gift to probably read your natal chart. Or if you're into some cars, you might have some suggestions in TikTok shop about like how to wash a car and just some set for washing a car and whatever, like something bougie. That is something that is scary, but at the same time very convenient. If you have no idea what to gift, maybe this tactic is going to help you out, because from very expensive gifts you still can buy something less pricier and so much cheaper, and it's still going to do the job. People are going to be excited and going to be happy about this present. Most of the time, if it's not a spoiled brat, that is not going to be happy about soap and shampoo, because I love it. I'm okay with the chocolate. I'm gonna be happy about it. for sure. But let's not forget about psychological triggers as well. I would say a lot of the times students or people who are into some stressful situations and it's tough for them right now, they know that it's going to be a stress relief if they purchase something. This happens a lot. When people are upset, they try to swing their mood. And the best way to do this is to buy something that's going to make you excited. So for example, you've been wanting to buy a new phone for quite a long period of time, and then you have the shittest day and you're like, so what can actually elevate my mood? Probably buying a new phone. And again, it's depending on the situation. If you have enough money to purchase that without any kind of debt, or you're going to be in debt and your like mood is going to change for some period of time, but then you know they have to pay more money eventually for this product just because you wanted to elevate this mood. And this is a problem where a lot of the times people, they buy so much stuff, they don't even understand that it's coming from stressful situations, that instead of coping with the stress, they try to get some new stuff that's going to make them excited for a very short period of time. Unfortunately, any kind of present is not going to give you this excitement for days. It's definitely going to be for a couple of days, and then it's going to disappear and you are still probably going to stay with the stress. So that's why it's better to try to heal the situation, not to mask it with another purchase. And of course, gift giving culture is another huge problem that I see right now. It's the same way as, again, we're going to talk about social media. You see everyone gifting some very interesting and fancy, I don't know, presents, and it can be matching pajamas, it can be anything. And you would like, why am I not included? I want to get the same gift. I want to be treated the same way. And I would say it really happened to my little brother, because when they went to celebrate one of the birthdays, that was his friend, but they were never like good friends. They were just acquaintances who were sometimes hanging out. And my mom, when he went to this birthday party, my mom, she put some money in the envelope. And it just, in my opinion, that was enough money for a kid to have for a birthday. It's not, you don't have to pay like extreme amount, like $100. It's going to be crazy for a kid. I think this is just my opinion. A couple of years ago, $20. But again, we're talking about different economic situations. Like, I'm from Russia, and this is a little bit different kind of like currency and price points. I would say that maybe $20 in the United States, it's nothing. In my country, a couple of years ago, $20 would still kind of like be a lot of money. And maybe like $30. Okay, like $30 for a kid and as a real present, I would say that was more than okay. And then my brother, he came to this birthday, and for example, my brother, he came with $30. The rest of the kids came with $40. That wasn't a huge difference between the gift card or whatever, like money that they put in the envelope, but still it was. And they literally started calling him poor. They started calling him poor and using some really nasty words. And my mom, she was shocked. And I was actually shocked, because I don't understand, when did it come to the point that your present is going to be judged? I don't understand when we come to the point that you're going to be called out poor. And even if you are poor, and if you don't have money or too much money to burn, that's okay to point this out. And it's okay for parents to live it like this. And my mom said that you will not go and participate in any other birthdays of this person, because it's not acceptable to treat your not only guests, but to do it the same way. And it's funny to say, but right now my mom, when my brother is going to any other birthdays, my mom, she's calling other parents and she's asking like what is going to be in their envelopes. She's not asking exactly the same amount of money, but she's like, what are you wanting to present? What is your present going to be in the future? And she's like, okay, we're gonna put like $20. And my mom, she thought like, oh, 30. And they said like, yeah, 20 is going to be fine. And most of the time my mom, she would just like, they would agree on a certain amount of money together, so it's not going to be different, and it's not going to be a huge amount of money, so the person or the kid is not going to be eliminated from the group, like you gifted the less of it. And I would say it's not okay when parents, they allow their kids to not only judge, but other kids to open the envelope and see how much anyone brought. And I would, as a parent, get all the presents without my kids seeing that. I will just get it and say, right now, you're enjoying your time with your friends. And then we come home, you open this presents and you enjoy yourself. It's just the way to make sure that no one is going to compare themselves to your kid, or it's not going to be compared to others. And the same thing about Christmas. Same thing about Christmas. When you open the box, you should probably, because it's most of the time it's around your family and friends, real friends and real family. You just have to make sure that all of you are on the same page. So you're not going to be eliminated from this circle. You're like, okay, so how much do we spend? I don't have a lot of money right now. That is the main reason I'm not going to do any fancy present, but I'm not expecting anything fancy from you as well. This was the same thing with my cousin when she came over, and we agreed on very small presents. Like my cousin, she said, I'm going to be fine with the book. And we purchased some, I don't know, like I don't even remember, some not even significant thing for her husband as well. And they gifted us, I don't know, like some chocolates, or they gifted us some cups. I don't remember. But I feel like this is, I didn't really care about presents. What I cared about that my family is going to be around me. And this is a gift giving culture is so triggering and bad that you have to just probably make sure that you're on the same page and no one is going to be extravagant if they want to, but they shouldn't expect anything crazy from you as well. Then, of course, a lot of the times it's materialism, and a lot of the time they value gifts more than the time you got into purchasing this or going outside or even spending this time with you. Materialism is a huge part of the life and a huge problem. When I was watching some of the podcasts, a lot of people, they said that I don't care about presents, and the other would say I care about presents and I will gift a present. I will expect something in return. And that's important, I guess, because we have different ways to show love and appreciation. And someone would, for example, my friend, I know one of my friends, she is not given any presents ever. I don't remember if I got any present from her. And it's not from the point like, oh, she doesn't give me anything, so I'm not going to give her anything. And when we meet, most of the time it's around holiday season, about like Christmas or maybe a little bit later. What I get with me is just a small pack of some cookies or chocolate, some small, not even a gift. It's just, I don't know, it's nothing. And I know that she's not going to give me anything in return. And then she's like, oh, I didn't bring you anything. I don't really expect people to bring me anything in return. That is the main reason, like, it doesn't have to be crazy. It's just my way to show this appreciation. But her way to show me her appreciation is that she spent some time to get from her work office, I don't know, from her home, and just meet me. This is a difference. You know, someone is, though I actually value my time a lot, and I hate when people are wasting my time. I literally hate when people are wasting this, because I can be so much more productive. I can do so much things around my home or with my family or about my work. That is the main reason why I think that I value this a lot. You can read about the, ways to express your love. It's present, time, work. If I'm not mistaken, if you put some work into, I would say, like business, then you're going to be appreciated by this, like helping others, helping you, and I guess something else I don't remember. But it's not always going to be about material stuff. But people, they are crazy about presents right now. They don't really care about some other possibilities, I would say, but this is a huge problem, and they value money over person that is sitting beside them. And of course, yeah, we talked about this briefly as well, that right now people are crazy not only about some gifts that are physical, but this experience that you're gifting people, like some cool concert or maybe again some spa day. It's going to be really cool also. But what am I going to tell you guys? It's up to you. But I think you shouldn't wait any great present in return. And if you do, you should probably talk to this person before you gift anything. Like, straightforward, I want to talk about gifts. Do we gift anything this year to each other, or we're not going to gift anything? What is the budget? Like, is it going to be something fancy, or we're going to be okay with something small? I think it's really, I know the element of surprise, but if you don't expect anything in return, and if you want to gift some super extremely crazy expensive product, or I don't know, phone, it's up to you. But I don't know, like, is it worth it if you're getting into debts? I don't really think so. But this is my personal opinion. I think that TikTok is partially responsible for anything we have right now, and overconsumption in particular. But I wonder, where do people get money to purchase all of it? Is it coming from Shein, or is it just people are in more debt, or is it a thing where it's just a random thought, that I don't know, debts are not so crazy and you're going to pay back later? I don't know where it's coming from, but I know that this excitement is not going to last forever. And I don't remember most of the time what I was gifted, but what I remember is the feeling that I was surrounded by my loved ones, and we had a lot of food, we had a lot of fun time, and we sometimes play some games, and then we go out, we have a walk, and then we go to probably celebrate and watch some people, I don't know, maybe go into a theater or any other place. It's just fun time for all of us. You are, guys, the judges. I think it's really important to know what you are interested in, what are going to be the presents. Maybe you hate presents or not going to give anything. So let me know. And I'm going to see you next time in my next podcast. That's fine with me. Love you all. Bye bye.